Hello, divine beings. Welcome to my divine realm of spirituality and twin flames. My name is Zuzoh, and I have not made a full video in a long time. So what this video is going to consist of is the first half is a divine feminine reading, the second half is a divine masculine reading, and then I will put cards together to join both forces together. If you're not sure what a twin flame is one step above a soulmate, and you can only have one twin flame, while in life you could have multiple soulmates. A twin flame is one soul split into two different bodies, being divine feminine and divine masculine. We all have divine feminine and masculine in our own, but when the soul is split, one has more divine masculine, one has divine feminine. So, and also to break this down, since it is Gay Pride Month, you can be a man and have divine feminine energy, and you can be a woman and have masculine energy, just because of the simple fact you don't know which part of Adam and Eve recycled and which part you have more dominant traits of. So that's that. If you have more questions about that, you can comment and I'll explain that more into details, maybe in another video or in another comment. Also, please like and comment and subscribe, so that way if the videos get more views, that way I can continue to push out more videos like this, being that I do like doing the spiritual stuff and like teaching people things. Okay. And also, if I can find it, I'm going to link the cards that I use in the reading in the about section of the video, so that way you can purchase them if you would like. And I could always just teach you how to use them, and I'll teach you a lot as I read throughout the video. Okay, so the first deck I'm going to be using, it's called the Voice of Knowledge. This is about wisdom, and these are just like nice saying cards. They're actually very beautiful. I found these at a spiritual expo. I don't know if I can find them online, but I found them at a spiritual expo. I went in there, and usually cards are expensive, and this one was marked down to like $4, and I was like, I'm buying it. That's that. The next card that I have is the Animal Spirit totem deck. Animals are so important. They mean so much. That's how I first got started, was animals, which led me to numerology, aromatherapy, crystals, stones, reiki, all that stuff, Native American stuff. The next deck I have is my main deck that I use to get more in depth, is my energy oracle cards. These are so beautiful, and they work so well, and they always resonate with what's going on in the reading. And my last one, it doesn't really have a name, but it is a universal quote message cards. So I'll be using that as well. So I already have everything pre-shuffled except for the questions, because right now I just have the basic knowledge, your animal for the time being, your universal quote, your past, your present, your future, and then I'll continue from there. So the first card I pulled was the Voice of Knowledge. Okay, this card says lies can only survive if I believe them, and then you have this boy sitting with the light sitting on the cloud and all that. The back of the card, it says the solution for taming the liar in my head is to stop believing what it tells me. If I don't believe myself and I don't believe anybody else, then all of those lies won't survive. My skepticism and will simply disappear. Okay, so I'm going to interpret this card a little bit. On the back, it has the earth, and then the heart, and the love. So this is just about universal love. But also, this boy is wearing blue, because blue is the color of communication. Purple is the color of knowledge. There is yellow and orange, which is your gut instinct and following your artistic creative side in order to be enlightened and to grow. And the fact that he's sitting on the clouds means like it's about just raising your vibration and actually attuning your mind, body, and spirit, and learning how to communicate and express your authentic self. This is for you, divine feminines. But like, you have to stop believing lies. You have to start like believing in your own inner truth and allowing that to be expressed and to be persevered and to use that to your advantage. The card that the divine feminine got was the owl. Owls are very vocal animals at night, and they're also creatures of the dark, and um, they they're associated with magic and deep inner wisdom and knowledge, and it's a very powerful totem in the Native Americans. So to have an owl as a spiritual animal is very strong. Birds are about communication, but also it's about spreading your wings and flying and feeling that freedom and really getting in touch with both sides of you, the dark and the light. Dark and the light. But right now you're the light in the darkness, and it's just about exploring through that and figuring out where you need to go. The universal message card I'm going to save till the end of your reading, Divine Feminine. Okay, so recent past is about your caring connections. This can have to do with family, friends. You had a lot of caring connections, and they were going well. And if it's your twin flame and you're not with them or you're not around them because they stopped communicating because you're in separation and they're stuck in the ego and pride and materialism, like you were at one point getting really connected with your twin flame, and like not lost the connection, because the connection will always stay, but like you were basically ghosted, and like you're looking for different possibilities. You see all these doors that are opening, like the door on the floor, all these things like that, they're all opening, and like there's a different possibilities that can happen. You don't know which door. Like maybe you can go in one door and end up coming out of this door, you can go in this door and end up coming out of that door. You don't know which door, but the door at the end is white and light and bright. So it doesn't matter with all the chaos and all the different possibilities that you go, but there's always that path where you always end up on that path. Doesn't matter how far you spread apart from each other. Your divine purpose, your divine spiritual purpose will always end up being on path, as long as you love yourself and you communicate effectively and you let go of ego and pride and materialism and just live through your mind, body, and spirit and your authentic self. And it's all about patience. Like the patience is like so hard, and it is a very difficult task, believe me, Divine Feminines. It's very difficult, but let the patience. You have to learn patience, because when you're patient, you learn to forgive. When you learn to forgive, you learn to trust, and when you learn to trust, you learn to trust yourself. You learn to love yourself. You learn more being open than being closed. You can't stay in a negative mind frame. All right, so let's say, what do the Divine Feminines need to know? It popped up. Journey. This is a long journey, and there's so many ways you can go. It's a long journey, but it's okay. This is why we're here. This is our journey as Divine Feminines on Earth in the 3D, to evolutionize and bring the evolution of spiritual and raise the vibrations of the earth. Also, strategy. Okay, strategy is to start journaling, start logging in everything, writing down everything about you, your dreams, what you did, how you felt. Just journal everything, keep it. Like, don't put it in here, put it on actual paper, or even type it in your phone, so that way you can look back and date everything, so that way you know, write every number you see, every color, every scent. Just be as detailed as you can when it's possible. Okay, let's get one more. Oh, you got 4 cards that jumped out for you. No, 7 cards. All right, let's see. First card, strength. You will be strong. If you feel tied up, you're going to learn to cut those connections with balance. Don't deceive yourself. Be smart, because others will try to deceive you. And you'll walk away prosperous. Your message of the day is hope is the conduit for miracles. So don't lose hope. Stay hopeful. Hope is one of the most powerful words that there is out there, Divine Feminines. And I really, truly hope that you learn that, and you learn to love yourself and appreciate yourself, and not allow anyone to take control of you, because your purpose here on earth is to find your own higher self and connect with that. Alrighty, time for Divine Masculines. Divine Masculines, your voice of knowledge. There is only one force that moves and transforms everything. The force that moves the stars is the same force that moves the atoms in my body. This force is always present and obvious for me to see, but I cannot see it when my attention is focused on lies. Divine masculines have known to be liars. They lie to themselves, they lie to them truth. They don't know how to love themselves, they forget who they are, and they end up following into these dark patterns of deceit and lies and ego and materialism and pride, and get so stuck in 3D because they're very masculine. You need to stop, and you need to pray, and you need to get in touch with your mind, body, and spirit. If Divine Feminine was trying to teach you that and you chose not to listen to that, that's on you. The Divine Feminine is doing her work. Divine Masculine, you need to do your work. This card is just so expressive of emotions. Waters and emotions, blue, communication, green, the heart, yellow, orange, red, all the colors are in here. That means your chakras are so out of balance, you need to get it in tune. You really, really do. And when I pulled out the cards for Divine Masculine, I've been seeing bats a lot lately, and the bat came up. The bat is a card about going through the darkness. You see how the Divine Feminine got the owl that was white and the black in the back? Well, you see how here this is all black and the bat is dark and then the light is behind the bat? It's because you're stuck in the dark, Divine Masculine. You need to go towards the light. The moon is so powerful. Earth is so powerful. You have to start actually, bats are really good at listening. You have to actually start listening to your higher self and listening to your Divine Feminine. I'm not saying you have to listen to them. I mean, like, be open to understand. Don't sit there and assume that they're lying to you, because Divine Feminines really speak from their soul. And I know Divine Masculines do too, but like, you have to, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, you just be open to expanding your consciousness is what I'm trying to say. Also, you got the deer. Deer is a symbolism of love, but also deer's like, you're standing there in a deer in headlights. Like, you're just standing there vulnerable. Even though you're protected and guarded, you're actually vulnerable, and people can tear you down easily, but you show that you're tough. But people's words and actions actually hurt you, but you pretend like it doesn't. And I know that at nighttime you guys really think about all the hurt that you've been through. Divine Feminine just wanted to soothe and alter that consciousness and help you, and so you both can connect and evolutionize and bring the vibration of the earth together. If you're so stuck on the dark negativity that's going on in this world and you're hurt, like, you know what it is like to be hurt, so like, you should know what it's like to make others feel better. So how can you really hurt your Divine Feminine, and how can Divine Feminines hurt their masculine? How could you hurt each other if you two have this special bond? Your past, the thinking woman. Your Divine Feminine is always thinking about you, and you're always thinking about your Divine Feminine too. Like, but the thinking woman, this means that the Divine Masculine is always thinking about the woman who's always thinking about him or her. You need to learn to start appreciating your authentic self and learn to accept love and get away from your karmics and your soul ties that are having you weighed down, and start to bloom and flourish. Fourth chakra is the heart. You got the fourth chakra, which is the heart chakra. Sending you reiki. You really need to learn to love yourself. You have to learn to love yourself. You cannot put others before you and put yourself last. You're being deceitful and dishonest to yourself. You're not allowing yourself to heal. You need to heal. Your universal message is, when I accept the love of the universe as my primary teacher, I will always be guided back to the light. Divine Feminines are waiting. They are waiting for you, boo. They are waiting for you, Divine Masculine. They're living, they're doing their thing, but they are waiting for you subconsciously in 5D, They are waiting for you. They want you. And you want them. You can't deny it. It's such an unconditional true love. Like, why would you push that away? Don't. Acknowledge it. All right. Let's look at divine, feminine, and masculine together. All the cards popped up. All right, first card. Communicate. This is the number one thing divine feminines and masculine need to focus on. Communication. Communicate with each other. Well, if you can't do it physically through text, email, whatever it is, communicate to them with your spiritual self, your higher self, your fifth dimensional self. Start balancing yourself. Start mirroring, doing the mirroring project. If you feel a certain way, divine feminine, mirror it. Divine masculine, you feel a certain way, mirror it and learn how to correct it. If you want a happy family, you got to do the other two. The thinking man. The divine masculine. The divine feminine is always thinking about the man who's thinking, and the man who's thinking is always thinking about the divine feminine. They both came up. Both the cards, the thinking woman and the thinking man. Ooh, that card just jumped right up. I know there's a lot of anxiety. You're so scared of what's going to happen if you decide to take that step. But there's the magician in the mirror. Look at this is divine masculine and divine feminine. The aura is the light, and here's the man in the middle balancing it out. Magician and the mirror. Magician and the mirror. Magician and the mirror. This means the mirror effect opens up the magic, and the magic between you opens up the mirror. And let's see one card to conclude on that one. How I shuffle is I just shuffle, ask the question in my head, and whatever card falls out is what I use. But it might not. It's being a little stubborn right now. Alright, that means that does not want to be read. So I have to use the universal message. Universal message. What is the universal message for the collective as a whole? Alrighty, this is the last thing I'm going to say. My faith has the power to turn trauma into healing, conflict into growth, and fear into love. I can't say any more than that. That concludes this reading. Thank you. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, so that way I know to publish more videos. God bless. Namaste.